my gosh, guys. Hello, and welcome to season 2 of Athlete to Athlete. This is crazy. It has been forever. I'm really sorry that I kind of just stopped with no heads up, no explanation, whatever. I wasn't really planning on stopping and then starting back up. I didn't really know how I wanted to go about this, but it just ended up working out kind of that I took a pause, and then I was like, okay, I've been gone for a minute, let me just start season 2, I suppose. So that's why we're here. Oh my gosh, it has been forever. I guess I have a lot of different things to talk about, maybe just some life update stuff. So we're gonna go through all that today, and also just kickstart off season 2 here of the Athlete to Athlete podcast. Thank you guys so much for all of the love that I got on season 1. I am hoping to grow it even bigger. I loved the traffic that it kind of got in the first season, but I know that there can be so much more. If you haven't watched all of those episodes, I recommend that you go check them out, especially the episodes that I had special guests on, because I had incredible guests that shared such cool information and advice, and I love using my platform for that, for just, being a resource to you guys if you are an athlete, no matter what level, what age. There are so many people that have life experiences in sport, and I think it's helpful as an athlete if you are struggling with something, or if you're just going through something, maybe that is good or bad. Hearing from someone who is a professional that is also experiencing some struggles is really comforting. So I love doing that on this platform, and I hope also, my individual episodes and my life experiences are also providing you guys with that. So, life. What has life been? So, when I stopped really uploading these episodes, I believe, so the last episode I uploaded was with Maddie Castleberry, who is the social media coordinator for Tracktown USA in Eugene, Oregon at Hayward Field. So she does, if you follow Tracktown USA, Prefontaine Classic, those social media accounts, she runs all of them, and she literally is a former collegiate track athlete who got her dream job working in track and field at the track headquarters. Super cool. So tune into that episode. But yeah, that's where we left off. I'm staring directly into the eyes of a deer right now. Okay, they broke eye contact first. I won. Anyways, so that was the last episode I left off on. And I wasn't planning on that being where I left off, but things got a little chaotic in life. Let me elaborate. My last semester of undergrad, oh my god, yeah, I have so much to talk about. My last semester of undergrad was pretty chaotic. I was in 2 internships and also wrapping up my track season, so I had a lot going on. One of my internships was for school credit, and it was an exercise science internship at this place called the Greater Pittsburgh Sports Complex. If you are in the Pittsburgh area and you're someone that is looking for a gym, a community, maybe pickleball, you just want an indoor turf field, whatever it is, go to the Greater Pittsburgh Sports Complex, because you will not find a better membership-based program. They are incredible people there, and also know what they're talking about. So that was a super cool experience. I got to work hands-on with different athletes, with strength and conditioning and speed and agility. Super, super fun. If you guys don't know, my I was going to say my major. No, babe. My degree is in exercise science. So that's what my internship experience was, an exercise science internship. So I did that, and it was super, super awesome. And then my other internship ran from January through the end of June. And that one was with Voice in Sport. Super cool platform with connections to professional athlete mentors made for girls and women in sport, to keep girls and women in sport and offer those points of connection and mentorship. It was a really cool experience. I was on the podcast team there. Well, I was on the creator marketing team. And then I had a subsection where I was also part of the podcast team. So basically with that internship, it was a lot. And I was doing a lot of social media posts for them, athlete outreach, and also writing, editing, producing podcast episodes. So with that, I was booked with like a whole new podcast that I was doing. So I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to step away from athlete to athlete for a minute because I got to lock in on this internship. I got a lot to do and just wanted to fully embrace that experience. And I knew I was going to return back to athlete. So that was kind of when I made the decision of like, okay, season 1 is done and we're going to start season 2 up once that internship experience is done. So yeah, now that's done. And it was a cool experience because I got to learn, I'd say I learned a lot, and it was basically just kind of, what I'm doing, but at like another level. So it was cool to be a part of that production at another level. And I just learned some cool things that I hope to carry into the work that I do as an individual creator. But yeah, that was my decision surrounding taking a pause. Since then, I've also graduated college, guys. I have graduated from the University of Pittsburgh, and it feels insane. Chloe and I were talking about how, like, everyone says, like, it goes by super, super fast, but low-key was also painfully slow at times. And I'm kind of, like, in a little, like, in-between of both of those. Like, it did go fast, but at the same time, when I was at my low points or when I was just, like, going through it, it dragged along. It dragged along for sure. When I was struggling in these classes, I thought it would never end. Yeah, I graduated, and I graduated cum laude, guys. I graduated with honors. I am so proud of myself because these classes were no joke, bro. I went through Bio 1, Bio 2, Chem 1, Chem 2, Physics, Anatomy and Physiology. Oh, no, sorry, Anatomy, also Physiology, Exercise Physiology, Biomechanics. The course load was wild. And I did that. I graduated, and with honors. I'm gonna boast about that because I'm so proud of myself. Like, it was hard. The amount of times I was in those STEM classes, like, and I would come home and tell my roommates, I was like, guys, I'm not going to graduate. Like, I'm not going to do it. And I did. It was touch and go, but, oh my God. Bio 2, Lord. Chem 2, oh my God. Physics, yeah, guys. I did that. I don't know how, but I did that, and I am here to tell my story. But, goodness. Yeah, so now I am 1 degree hotter. Oh my God, I should have brought my degree. Actually just came in the mail, and it's upstairs in my room. I should have brought that so I could show it to you guys. Sigh. But anyways, I'm planning on making a cute little frame with that and hanging it up in my new apartment. That's going to be super fun. We are entering a new era here, guys, and I am excited, but it's also so bittersweet. Like, when I'm recording this, I just got back from Pittsburgh a few days ago. I have officially moved out. I actually moved out with my parents. They're helping me move out a few weeks ago. But this past weekend, my friend Brianna got engaged, and we had an engagement party in Pittsburgh. And I was like, oh, I'm not missing that. I am not missing that. So I drove back to Pittsburgh for the weekend. And it was really, it was so nice, but it was also very full circle because everyone came back to Pittsburgh for that weekend. So I got to see all of my friends that had moved out, except for Day. Day, we missed you. But a lot of people came back into Pittsburgh to celebrate Bree, and that was really nice. It was like just a last hurrah weekend in Pittsburgh. So I was, feeling a lot of very sentimental, lots of emotions while I was there. Yeah, that was hard. I think like when I moved out a few weeks ago, parents were like, "Are you sad?" And I was like, "No, because I'm gonna be back in a couple weeks, so like, I'm good." But then a couple weeks came, and I was there, and I had to say goodbye to these people, and it was like, oh my gosh. I had my friends that came in that had already moved out of Pittsburgh. They moved out like in January of this year, so they kind of been moved out, and we would see each other every once in a while. So that it wasn't too hard saying goodbye, just because we've been doing this little long distance thing, and we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be good. The kicker was me saying goodbye to my roommates and best friends that I have lived with. Well, Logan had already moved out like a month earlier. That was hard saying goodbye to her. That was because I was like the first roommate to leave, and I was like, no, oh my gosh, it was all was hitting me. I was like, okay, yeah, this is the end. This is the end. That was a lot. But she was already gone. It was just Clea, Stefan, and I, and me, sorry, living in the house. So Steph, I've lived with for 2 years, because before we moved into this new house with Logan as our addition, with the four of us, before that, it was me, Clea, and Stefan living in a house. So I've been living with Steph for 2 years, and then Kalia I have been living with since I stepped on Pitt's campus. I have been living with her for 4 years, which means essentially, oh my gosh, for 4 years, as long as I was at school, I was seeing Kalia every single day. And for the past 2 years, I've been seeing Stefan every single day. Just my friends in general, I've seen them just about every single day because we're practicing together every day, and then we're competing on the weekends. Like, I see these people every day. And for those two, it's like I would, wake up and I'd be a couple steps away from their rooms, and we'd sit on the couch and watch America's Next Top Model together and do roommate things. And I was just, oh my gosh, that's done. Like, that's just a hard pill to swallow. And I am known to be the more emotional friend in the group, so I did cry. Okay? Sue me. Sue me. And they knew I was going to cry. But I was like, I'm going to hold it together, because I did not hold it together for Logan. And I was like, I'm going to hold it together. And Clea was like, you're doing good. I was like, I'm doing good. And then, like, Steph came out and hugged me. I was like, I'm not doing good. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna miss them so much. And it's so hard too, because no one's from Pittsburgh. No, like, almost none of us are from Pennsylvania. Only Steph lives in Pennsylvania. Devin's from Pennsylvania. Tommy's from Pennsylvania. Otherwise, I mean, we've got Michigan, Missouri, Ohio, Florida, Texas, Nigeria. Like, everyone's from everywhere. Like, so it's just different and sad that, like, we're not all gonna be in the same place anymore. Like, we're gonna have to go out of our way to plan those kinds of things, which gets hard in the real world with people's schedules and people going to grad school. Like, people got things to do. So it's no longer just like after a long day, like, hey, do you guys want to watch a movie? Like, it's not like that anymore. And that sucks. That really sucks. Definitely blessed to be living in an age where I can, text them or call them whenever I want. So there is that. And I will be blowing up their phones. So deal with it. With that being said, I'm entering a new chapter here in a little bit. As you guys have seen, and if you haven't, where have you been? I officially committed to a new school. If you have been living under a rock and don't know my situation, let me update everyone. I graduated from Pitt, and I have an outdoor season of eligibility remaining from my junior year. So I made the decision that I was going to use that outdoor season of eligibility and go get my master's. So I am attending Coastal Carolina this fall. I say this fall. I'm leaving in like few weeks here to head down to Coastal Carolina, and I'm getting my master's in sports management, and I'm going to be running an outdoor season there. So that's what my life's going to look like this next year, and I'm super excited. It's definitely going to be change, but I'm really excited for it. I kind of confuse myself because in general, I feel like I'm someone that doesn't like change. I like routine. I like things to be a certain way. And I feel like I am like that, but when it comes to just taking a leap into a new phase of life, I do enjoy that. So I guess that's like, I don't know, when it comes to like just my day-to-day, or when I'm set with something being a certain way and it changes, I don't like that. But when I'm entering a new era of myself, when I'm setting up for a new beginning, I do enjoy that, because I remember when I committed to Pitt and I went off to college for the first time around, I wasn't nervous, really. I wasn't scared at the thought of it, which is strange because I am a very anxious person, or I have been historically. So for me to just, be cool with driving 4.5, 5 hours away from my home and setting up camp in this new place to live with not knowing anyone there. Like, I didn't know anyone that was in Pittsburgh. But I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm excited. This is going to be college. This is going to be this new thing for me. And I was really okay with that. And I feel like that's kind of outside of my personality for that to be how I took on college. But I really was like, I like this. This is cool. This is new. This is this new phase of life. So I feel that same way now. It's a little bit harder. I feel this is definitely a little bit harder than my first time, just because I have so many emotional attachments to all these people that I met in Pittsburgh. When it was me leaving Michigan to go to Pittsburgh, it was like, well, I'm always going to be, I'll always come back to Michigan, and I've got my family you're going to see your family no matter what. We're going to make the effort. That's how family does. But now it's like, I'm not going back to Pittsburgh. We're not going back to Pittsburgh, so it's like just different. But as far as just like me personally, just going to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and trying this new place and doing this new thing, like, I'm excited. I feel like it was very necessary for me to get this new change of pace, this new location, new everything. I talked a little bit in my video of me like announcing that I was transferring, how it was not a hard decision for me to enter the transfer portal or to decide that I was transferring. And it was not. But I say that because all of my friends were graduating with me or had graduated already. And Pittsburgh, just the people are what make Pittsburgh for me. I would not have survived the past 4 years without those people. So I knew there was no doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to be staying, just because I knew that I also do have just like some trauma in Pittsburgh from my college experience, and to be there suddenly feeling alone without all my close friends, that wasn't an option to me. That was never an option. So yeah, I made the decision as soon as I found out that I got my eligibility back. I was like, I knew I was going somewhere else. But I am going to miss my coaches at Pitt so much. I'm going to miss them so much. But I just knew that this would be the best decision for me, going somewhere else, trying somewhere new, and enjoying my last year in the NCAA, getting that back, having a little redemption year. Like, how cool. I'm super excited for that. And I think Coastal Carolina is the perfect place for me to do that, for me to just go, continue to progress as an athlete, but also just enjoy life be happier down there. You know, it's warmer, it's by the beach. I got a pool at my apartment. Clock it. I think it's just going to be a good life down there. And the people on the team seem really cool too. So I am optimistic that I will do well down there, that I will have good friends, good relationships, and excel in the areas of my life that I'm trying to excel at. I am going to be living by myself, which this is going to be the first time that I'm doing that. I mean, I've obviously lived with my parents and my sister all the way up until college, and then since then, I've always had at least 2 roommates that I've been living with. So that's going to be different. I'm going to be living on my own. Part of that decision was I knew that I was not going to get the same roommates ever again. I was not going to be living with those best friends that I've made, and I don't even want to experiment with living with new people. Also, living with people is dangerous. Like, it takes a certain kind of person to match the way you live. We're not just talking about, being friends and hanging out with each other every once in a while. No, we're talking about the people that you are going to be sharing a living space with. And that can make or break everything. I have been so fortunate with these roommates that I've had for the past 2 years. We went very well together as far as like living goes. There was never any issues. People cleaned up what they needed to clean up. And there was just like a mutual understanding of, I don't know, how we would live. Like, it was just understood. My sophomore year of college, that was not the case. And Klee and I had another roommate that made my life very difficult, and it got quite under my skin. And it affected our relationship as teammates, just like on the track, because of how much we butt heads living together. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to chance that. I don't want to risk that. I'm going into this new team. I'm going to be the newbie. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to chance rooming with someone and us not getting along, and now there's tension on the team. I just can't afford that. I don't want that for my last year. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to live by myself, and I'm going to be friends with everyone on the team, and then at the end of the day, I can go home to my own place and not have to worry about someone cooking food that smells rancid and it coming through the air vents over my bed as I'm sleeping. So that was that decision of me like living by myself, and I think that is going to be a good decision. But yeah, guys, that's what my life's looking like right now. That's what it has been looking like for the past few months. I'm really trying to just embrace this new era that I have coming up, this season of change. It's tough closing that chapter that I had and kind of leaving that behind, that Pittsburgh era, but I am super excited for this new era that I have coming up. And, you know, that's really just what life's about. That's what growing up's about. Oh, I also turned 22, guys. So, woo! 22. 22 is a serious sounding age. I can't lie. Like, 21 is like, you know what 21 is. It's like, wow! 21! Legal! Now I'm 22. I've been legal for a year. I'm grown. Like, it feels weird. It feels weird. Like, how old are you? I'm 22. What? I'm also, this summer, as just so you know what my summer looks like, I am training with my coach back here at home, who trains out of my high school. And I'm also being mentored by him in, like, the coaching realm, which I'm super excited about, just dipping my toes into, like, the coaching space, learning some things from him, because I truly believe he is the best. Usually there will be some other college kids that come back during the summer, and I've had, like, a high jumper come in, but for the most part, it's just me this year. Like, I feel like everyone's just kind of either staying at their school right now or just whatever. So it's just me. So I'm just like, chatting with these high schoolers, and I'm like, oh my God, I am old. Old. Like, it feels so weird. I was doing hurdle drills with this one girl, and she was looking really good doing the drills. And so I was like, I'm assuming she's a high schooler, and in Michigan we have the 300 hurdles, not the 400 hurdles. So I was like, are you a 300 hurdler or a 100 hurdler? And she goes, 200 hurdles. I said, so she's in middle school. In middle school? I was like, oh my God. So this girl is like probably 13. I'm 22. And here we are like practicing together. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I won't lie. But hey, one thing I can do is if I am able to run, I'm going to run. And so I take my summer training pretty seriously with my coach back here just because I get to work on a lot with him, hurdle technique and sprint mechanics, and also getting my endurance up. So I like to walk into conditioning in a nice spot. I don't want it to be I show up for conditioning and I'm starting from ground zero. That doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. So yeah, I've been training, I've been getting mentored, and also just enjoying time here at home. Which, can we talk about? Okay, wait, you actually can't see it. I'm in a gazebo outside of my house right now that my family built. I'm pretty sure, I wasn't here, but I'm pretty sure my dad did most of the building. It's really nice. Let me show you. If you're listening on Spotify, just believe me that this is a really nice gazebo. But look at her. And she's got a fan. I don't have it on. I should really turn it on. And I was like, you know what? For this podcast episode, I'm going to come outside. But yes, that's what my summer's looking like. Relaxation, training, family, and getting mentored. So super, super cool stuff. Thank you guys so much for all of the support that you've been giving me on my YouTube channel. I know that also hasn't been super active, but I've honestly just been taking like some time off after graduation and my season ending and these internships ending. Like, I just needed like an emotional reset because it felt like so many different things in my life were coming to a close. And it was just like, I don't know, it felt wrong. It feels different vlogging and everything without my pit people, and knowing that I'm not going to be going back to those track meet vlogs with them. Like, it's just weird. So I've been in like this lull with the podcasting and vlogging and everything, but that will make a return, so don't worry. But yeah, I've just been kind of taking this lull. Oh my gosh, I also went on vacation to Italy with my bestie Kalia, and that was so cool. We felt so grown. We were travelers. That vlog is up, so go check that out because that was fun. Kalia's also getting into vlogging and content creation, and she made 2 Italy vlogs, so go check her channel out as well. I've got that linked in my channel somewhere. But yes, guys, welcome to season 2 of Athlete to Athlete. I have some exciting things coming up. I've got some different guests that I'm hoping to get on, fingers crossed. Super excited. Gonna be reaching out to some of them shortly, and hopefully we're gonna get some good episodes coming up here for you guys. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure you follow at Athlete to Athlete Podcast on Instagram, and you subscribe here on YouTube or over on Spotify, and also follow at Mackenzie Sullivan on Instagram. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye!